Hi there, Bill Hitchcock. Boy, do we have a fantastic program to get out to you. Here it is, January 18th, 2025, and I've got a full fishing report to get out to you. Oh, lordy me. Lots of stuff going on. Bluefin tuna, blackfin tuna, big-eye tuna, albacore, black drum, speckled trout, dogfish, and I'm leaving out a bunch of stuff, and we're going to go up and down the coast of North Carolina. But it is a very interesting time of year. We're a couple of days away from a forecasted, wintry, interesting storm along the coast. Not inside of North Carolina, along the coast of North Carolina. And it is very typical for a storm this time of year. We're like that far away from a bunch of snow, or that far away from, let me get it out of my face there, Hitch, that far away from rain. What's going to happen? Don't know, but we are going to get into that. As you can see, this is from the National Weather Service. This is Atlantic Beach, and it's pretty much the exact same weather forecast, whether we're here in Atlantic Beach or we go down to Wilmington, or let's see what I got up here next. At Nag's Head, same thing. It's basically on the Tuesday that's coming up. This is Saturday when we're doing it. Tuesday coming up, they're talking about 30 to 40% chance of rain, snow. And then on Wednesday morning, Tuesday night, there's 70% of rain, snow. And then on Wednesday day, 30-40% chance of rain, snow. What's going to make the difference? And this is mission critical. Let me get into that. I'm going to show you this first chart you're about to see. This is from the GFS, the American model, forecasted for Wednesday morning around 6 a.m., 6, 7, 8 o'clock a.m. This is what I want to highlight. If you can see this along the coast of North Carolina, you can see that red orangey right up there. That is the snow that's coming inland. That's the 70% chance of snow. Now that's the GFS forecast, the most reliable tracking model to follow, just for all weather, particularly when it comes to hurricanes, is the Euro, the ECMWF, that's referred to as the Euro. If you see here that schmegely stuff that was inland, that was covering the coast, is now offshore. The low pressure system is off. The schmegely cold rain stuff is just right offshore. And again, I can't stress enough, this is so typical of a wintertime type storm scenario that we have here along the coast of North Carolina. It is, use this hand, Bill, that far off. For some reason, the snow of 1989, Christmas 1989 comes to mind. Living in Morehead City at the time on the Sound. We had 1.5 feet of snow, but we were just that far off. You go 10, 15 miles inland, you didn't have it. You go 10, 15 miles offshore, you didn't have it. We just had that little band like this. So here it is on Saturday. This is talking about Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's see what happens. Now, before we get going, I forgot to make mention about this. Do I have that queued up over here? I sure hope. No, I don't. But take a look at this. We're going out to Jeanette's Pier. Number one, the first thing you're looking at is a weather buoy. That was tied off at the end of Jeanette's Pier the first week or two of January of this year. And they went on and let that bad boy off. And guess what? Hello. We have a visitor from a whale. Whales out there. I think that was the 14th, January 14th. And on January 15th, here's a picture of another whale off of Jeanette's Pier in Nag's Head. So that's a lot of fun if you get a chance to head on out there. Now, let me pull up some other pictures here. Let's get on to it. Here we go. Bluefin tuna, bluefin tuna, bluefin tuna. We have this sea monster, as they call it, Roanoke sport fishing, 115-inch bluefin tuna. And by the way, we're going to show you some more bluefins. We're going to show you some more other fish. It seems like the catches are coming out of the Oregon Inlet Hatteras area, these large bluefin tuna. You may recall just 3, 4, 5 days ago, we showed you a 1,000-pound bluefin tuna that was landed out of that area. And again, I can't recall ever of a time of so many 600, 700, 800, 900, now 1,000-pound bluefin tuna. And maybe I've been harping about the bluefins too much because there are other tunas, as we're going to show you, that have been caught. Let me go on and scoot into some other pictures here. what do we got here? The Fedo did it again. Now this is according to Ocean's East Bait and Tackle based out of Nags Head. Now I don't think Ocean's East Bait and Tackle is a brick and mortar store. I think it's an online store, and we'll show you their information here. But look at this, the Fedo. I don't have any idea of measurements on this fish. It's a big one. Now this does come from Ocean's East Bait and Tackle. It says, from Oregon Inlet to Hatteras, blackfins, yellowfins, big eyes, and bluefins were caught today. This is a couple of days ago. Charter boats and commercial boats caught them. So how about it? It's not just bluefin tuna, it's big eyes, yellowfins, and blackfins are being caught. We're going to be showing you some pictures of some of those here coming up real soon. I want to go here to longer day sport fishing. Is this the one that I like so much? Listen to this. This is the kind of fishing report I like. It's presented as a negative, and I'm laughing because it's a positive. Listen to what the fine folks at Long Day Sport Fishing Charters out of Teach's Lair at Hatteras said. So the blackfin fishing was okay. The problem was getting a bait to them before the false albacore grabbed the ballyhoo. Then the sharks were taking them off the rigs for that to work out very good. Okay, so they're trying to catch bluefins, and they got this false albacore coming up, and taking that, and what was coming up, taking the false albacore? The sharks. You know what? That's in my book, it's a heck of a lot better if you're sport fishing. It's a heck of a lot better than putting baits out there and nada de nada happening. It says, again, Longer Day Sport Fishing Charter says they got horrendous by noon, so we made the decision to push inshore and try for a bluefin. That's real key what he just said there. They were offshore fishing for all these other fish, and then they came what? Did they go further offshore for the big bluefin? No, they came inshore. I can't tell you how many times we've been in 15, 20 feet of water and catching bluefin tunas off of Shackleford banks, off of coral banks, off of bogue banks. They do come in close, and the neat thing about bluefin tunas is when they sound, I mean, they can go down thousands of feet. They have no problem with that. They're geared for that. They're going to shoot straight down when they get hooked. But when you're in shallow water, I don't care if it's 10, 15 feet, 60 feet, 10 fathoms, whatever it is. Yes, I know that's 60 feet. If they can't go down, they go out. And so they're stripping line like crazy out that way, not down that way. So instead of lifting up a Volkswagen, you got to chase one down. So it's a lot of fun. What else do they have to say? They said they worked out 3 bites in about 30 minutes, put a 65-inch, 150-pounder on the deck. Let's roll that video. A little preface to this video that they shot. They edited it, evidently a lot of cussing was going on, and they edited it out. So they take out the audio. I'll probably put some music up underneath it, but take a look at this. And congratulations to Longer Day Sport Fishing Charters for that bluefin tuna that they caught, 65 inches, 150 pounder. Now some of you might go, was that legal? Well, yeah, it was legal. In fact, the state of North Carolina gives out citations, I think, for starting at 200 pounds. We're very spoiled. We've been hearing about those 800-900,000 pound bluefin tunas, but that's a congratulations to those folks for that bluefin. Now, I want to work further on down south. Chasing Tails Bait and Tackle out of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. Right when you cross the Atlantic Beach Bridge from Morehead City, they'll be almost immediately to your right. The first thing will be Miller Music, and right past that will be Chasing Tails. They've been having a speckled trout tournament, an annual speckled trout tournament where you bring it in to weigh it alive, and then they're on the water. They're located on the water, then they release the fish alive, and they've had plenty of 6, 7, and 8, and I think 9-pound speckled trout. You may recall the last show, 11-pound, I think 11-ounce speckled trout was just caught up in the Pamlico Sound area. Let me go on and pull up some pictures here. But instead of all that, let's get into, we don't want to do that. Well, I've got a picture somewhere of a lady, let's see, Katrina Smith with a nice speckled trout she caught at Cape Lookout, surf fishing, and she was using a mirror lure. Don't know what the mirror lure was. They don't list it, but they were using a mirror lure to catch the speckled trout out of the surf in Cape Lookout. Now, the picture you see behind me, those are black drum. Those black drum were caught out at the Cape Lookout rock jetty. Look at all those fish, and let me see. I know I've got another one. Here we go. Now, see that picture? See the rocks sticking out of the water in the background? Yepper, that is the Cape Lookout rock jetty right there, where they are catching black drum right now at this moment. Now, I want to go further on down the coastline a little bit. Remember, let's see, where is that? Remember about a week ago I was congratulating the Johnny Mercer Pier because they got a dogfish tournament coming up in starting February 1st. Well, I got a wonderful little message from one of the viewers to say, well, it's not just a Johnny Mercer Pier that's doing it. It is a Seaview Pier. They're having their 9th annual Seaview Pier dogfish tournament. And when is that starting? Well, it's on Saturday, February 15th from noon to 8 p.m. That's again in the North Topsail Beach area, just basically directly across from Sneed's Ferry. Think about that. The Johnny Mercer Pier is down off of Riceville Beach, so it really tickles me a lot that these guys are doing these fishing tournaments in February. February is our quote-unquote worst month. It is our coldest month along the coast of North Carolina, so it tickles me to no end to hear that these guys are doing something during that time period. And I want to leave you with one thing. Seawater surface temperatures. Look at that. This is January 18th when we're doing this show. These are the seawater surface temperatures. By the way, do you see how it looks streaky? That's a northerly wind that's blowing the surface of the water. Again, these are seawater surface temperatures. Now, during the summertime of the year, once you get on south of Hatteras, you can get water temperatures on the surface all the way down to the bottom, 100 to 150 feet down deep. So it's the same temperature. Not always. You get thermoclines, particularly up here. But this is what I wanted to point out. Do you see the cold Labrador currents? We've been talking about this, wrapping around the point of Hatteras. It'll come all the way down here to about Ocracoke Inlet by the time of February. So this is the cold water. In here, Pamlico Sound, the coldest waters, which we've got them down into, let me see if I can pull out of that, in like around 40, 42 degrees. Now, I want to give you a heads up about something. Number one, remember I've talked about in between the point of Cape Lookout and the point of Hatteras, the warmest waters will be here during the winter time. They'll come in all the way to the beach. Great fishing. In our last show, we talked about speckled trout when cold stun events happen. Think 40 degrees, but the magic number off of the research that we presented to you last show was 38.5 degrees. 38.5 degrees Fahrenheit is when the cold stun happens to a speckled trout. They start getting catawampus and they'll float like this. It was 37.5 degrees where it will kill them. If a speckled trout is in 37.5 degrees for a day, half of them are going to die. If a speckled trout is in 37.5 degrees for 2 days, they're basically all dead. So we will keep an eye on water temperatures, and it happens in these shallow, off the creek areas, not necessarily in the 20 feet deep water of the Pamlico. So we'll keep an eye to see if the water temperatures get below 40, down to that 38.5 degree mark, that would cause this cold stun event to happen. I'll leave you with this. If you see a fish floating up, he might not be dead. He might be alive, just a little chilly willy. So, oh, can I say this? You can eat them. There, I said it. Anyway, all right, this is Bill Hitchcock. If you got any fishing report information to get out to us, please email me, billhitchcock@mail.com, billhitchcock@mail.com, billhitchcock@mail.com. And of course, you can post it here at YouTube. And if you've caught a fish, send some pictures. If you're a bait and tackle shop, a charter boat, it doesn't matter. Just get in contact with us. I'm Bill Hitchcock. Until next time, see ya.